She's totally gonna do that to me, I'm sure. Ready to start it? No. We're gonna make you go in the corner. Austere environment, you know, field
Put your nose on the wall.
You having a good trip up here? Yeah.
I like these.
I wish the weather was nicer, but we could have done more stuff.
Alaska.
That's how I do it. I cried.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
I'm cold.
Oh no, you're.
well, gents, I'm gonna get back to work. Nice to see you all. Make her hurt. It's a personal favor.
It's a
Will I be closer to God?
Yes, yes, absolutely, yeah.
Hi. I'm sorry, ma'am. Is it okay if I got a couple shots of your kids?
Pregunta si puede coger alguna video de los niños que son 10.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
That's the cutest girl in Kodiak I've seen. I've been waiting for this one. Kiss.
Arctic Care is a readiness training, joint readiness training that involves Army, Navy, Air Force, and Canadians to engage with the community on a medical basis. As a chaplain, I serve the members of the armed services with 100% privileged communication, confidentiality, providing for their religious support as well as any counseling matters that they may have need. I have also engaged the community on a number of levels, representing our armed services with the clergy in the area. With the community, I have engaged, as I mentioned, with a couple of local pastors. There is a Russian Orthodox mission here on the island in the community of Kodiak, and they were gracious enough to send their choir over one afternoon to sing for our clinic. It was a great opportunity. As I've been out in the community, along with my Senior Master Sergeant Joel Rodriguez, the Chaplain Assistant, we've been able to have various conversations with members of the community. Kodiak, Alaska is one of the warmest communities I've ever experienced, and we've been able even to offer our religious services within the community. We were at a coffee shop the other day, and we had the opportunity to offer some spiritual counsel to a woman who had a family member who was experiencing suicidal ideation, and we were able to talk about that with her and pray with her. Yeah, one of the most fun things I've had able to take part in since I got here. Once I learned that I was coming here to Operation Arctic Care, figuring there would be kids from the community that would be taking part in the medical services, I had my congregation back home, Trinity Lutheran Church of Sacramento, engage with me on this. So I called it Operation Stuff the Duffle, and I got one of the big green service duffels, and over the course of about a week and a half, my congregation donated all kinds of new toys, including my high bounce Pinky, and we stuffed it to the gills, threw it on the C-17 with the Advon, and ever since we've been giving them out to all the kids here in the community. It's been so much fun. It's been great. Many of them have done it on their own. They have grabbed little stuffed animals and shoved them in various pockets on their uniforms. And so you may very well see some of the people here in uniform with perhaps maybe some ununiform articles, as they've got little stuffed animals hanging out of their pockets. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been neat to see the entire unit engage in Operation Stuff the Duffle as they've given out the toys themselves. Yeah, Senior Master Sergeant Joel Rodriguez from the North Carolina Air National Guard out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He and I are operating as what's called an RST, a religious support team. It's a chaplain and a chaplain assistant, and we are the representatives of the chaplain corps on this trip. So what we do is engage with the unit as well as the community for any number of activities, as I've shared, including giving out toys, community relations, being present and available in unit visitation with the people of our unit.
I'm the chaplain assistant, supporting our chaplain, Major Bredeson, and my job is to support him in any unit engagement effort, helping people, counseling sessions, worship services, in addition to community outreach, getting all the resources we have in the community, trying to collaborate with them, finding out what we can do for them too, in addition to my personal role of translating any Spanish-speaking community member.
So yesterday was Sunday, and there were a number of people who requested a worship service, and I serve as a Christian chaplain. So we gathered in the dining facility tent, the DFAC, otherwise known as the Chow tent, right after breakfast. We offered up some prayer, read some scripture. I gave a brief message on the journey and how we're all engaged in a journey, certainly up here, but as well as throughout our life, and how Jesus walks with us on that journey, even in the midst of our suffering, and yet it is always for the purpose of the hope that we have in Jesus.
Well, my primary job is a chaplain assistant. However, since my first language is Spanish, and there's always a need here in this community for people to translate based on their needs, medical needs, they learn about it, and that's what I've been supporting. It's a really amazing opportunity for me to support this community, to help them by translating, and it has been eye-opening. Really eye-opening for me too, because I'm learning more about them, where they're coming from. I'm making friends, and let them know that the military members, we're here to support them. In addition to medical services or dental needs, we're here with the chaplain too. So if they need some counseling, any prayers, they know about it, and they look for me for that too. So.
You know, for me, it's been such a great opportunity to be engaged in a very intense and meaningful way, not just with the military community here that's here for Arctic Care, but also for all of the patients, as we've been able to play with the kids and converse with the adults who are part of it. Of course, Joel and his work in translating has been excellent. And then as we've been out in the community, and again, we have probably had a more of an opportunity than many others here to engage with the community on a more intimate level, and it's been wonderful. The people, as I mentioned, of Kodiak are so warm and kind, and As we've gone and spoken with area clergy, they have expressed great appreciation for the work that all here in the clinic have been doing. So for me, it's just been the opportunity to engage with people on a real personal level.
Always have fun. Like yesterday, I was playing with 2 kids football, and that reminded me, you know, my 2 kids I have back home, and I'm having such a wonderful time with the community. So it's really good. I really enjoy it.
Anything I'd like to add? Just that Joel and I had not met before coming on this trip.
Yes.
He, you know, I was assigned as the chaplain, and he assigned as the chaplain assistant, and we communicated a little bit by email and once by phone before coming up here. But what a privilege it's been to get to know Joel and to serve with him in this capacity, to see his real heart for the people of the unit here, for the community, for those who come to the clinic. I've really appreciated serving with him. I think what he and I have done, he may disagree with this, not on camera, but he and I think, really have been able to model what the RST is,
Exactly.
The religious support team. Everyone sees the cross, and that's a good thing, but really, I can't function without what he does and what he brings to the RST. So he has done an excellent job, and I've really appreciated serving with you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. I agree. You know, this is the RST model is awesome. From my perspective, I provide the logistical support, the administrative support. I look for resources that he needs in order to support our people, and that's something that I believe that's what we can bring to the table. And I really love the time with this awesome chaplain. He's awesome, believe me. Really proactive, looking for people, asking the right questions, and trying to fulfill their needs, spiritual needs, social needs, anything that is needed. He's number one on that area. So.
And it's even, you were very kind about speaking of logistics and administration.
Yes.
Chaplain assistants do way more than logistics and administration. They are actively engaged in the work of the chaplain corps, and that is not to be taken for granted.